Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Today's guest is Comedy Central's 2016 Comics to Watch. Splitsider then named her Comics to Watch set one of the best late night sets of 2016, period. My goodness. Sonia Denis, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How flattering.
Yeah, you're the first person I've heard say that. I got introduced at a show once after I got it. But the Splitsider thing, that's yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Does it feel funny sitting there while he's reading that kind of stuff?
It's like, I want to say something self-deprecating to balance it out.
Right.
But I'm going to hold back.
I had a bad night's sleeping last night, so we were talking, and I'm going to get into Sonia, your life very uncomfortably. But before we get into all the details, we were talking, of course, about the deaths of 2016. Of course, George Michael passing away on Christmas Day. I didn't realize this. George Michael's boyfriend said on his Twitter account that it was hacked because people were complaining that he bothered to say that George Michael wanted to die.
Thanks.
Wait, what?
I didn't hear that.
George Michael's boyfriend's Twitter account said that the singer tried to kill himself many times and that, quote, the only thing George wanted is to die. And he's saying, I never wrote that. It was hacked.
I see.
Oh.
And then?
And he found the body on Christmas Day. But he did not see George Michael that night because, Christmas Eve, I fell asleep in my car and I never saw him that night. The police know everything. That's the most important thing.
What did he die of?
Yeah, what's going on? This is like the weirdest reporting.
I thought he just passed.
It is strange, isn't it? Christmas Eve, you pass out in your car at your lover's house.
There's no text saying, hey, where are you? It's Christmas Eve?
He does that sometimes. He just passes out. It's odd, right?
Yeah, it's very strange.
It seems like such a short article for a mess of humanity.
We don't have enough facts yet, but we have to put something out.
He was like 54. That's like not old enough to just die.
Right.
Yeah, that's young enough to look into.
If it was a TV show and one of the characters said, "Oh, I passed out in my car." Right. Yeah, this is either a red herring or he did it.
Yeah, we should go TV writing rules. Yeah. You don't write that scene unless there's another one following it. That's really horrendous.
Right.
Well, speaking of death, Sonia wrote, or said rather, in an interview, when asked if you weren't doing comedy, what would you be doing?
Oh my God, you guys did research. This is.
And she said, I'd be dead.
George Michael and I are the same.
She said the interview was hacked later.
I did. It was hacked. I did not say that.
She said, that's morbid and dramatic, but honestly, my life would be very boring. I have a degree in computer science.
I do.
And I was using that and leading a very dull existence before I started stand-up. If you have I understand, if you have a passion for something, go to college. But I also, how does someone have a passion for something at 18?
No, it is weird. Like you get into college and they're like, you have 1 or 2 years to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life.
Right.
And then
she said, I have a passion for computer science.
Yes.
You know how young people do.
I love it.
No, I partying.
I started programming when I was like in middle school. Because my dad's like an engineer. So we had like computers around. And then I had a book. I would just like copy code from a book. And I created like a website and stuff. But it was just like a hobby. I didn't.
So were you like, okay, I know some of this. I'm comfortable with this. I'm going to get a degree.
No, my parents were like, so here are your options. Because we moved from another country to give you a good life. And what is that? Theater? No. Art? No. Because I had like a bunch of interests and computer science was like last on the list. I was like, maybe I'll be a journalist. My mom was like, so engineer, doctor, lawyer, engineer. And I was like, I guess, yeah.
It is interesting, the parents that come from a different country, we both got here around the same time of age, not time. And they do repeat that doctor, lawyer. You added engineer.
Engineer, yeah.
For me, it was as a female, it wasn't doctor, lawyer. It was mother, wife.
Oh, yeah. My mom followed that up. That's after college.
Oh,
like, she's a little progressive. So it's like, get a degree, but then have kids to justify it.
Like be smart, because it seems like guys tend to like smart people now, but don't like always use it.
Yeah.
I was like, way too much. You see me dumb it down for your dad sometimes too, right?
Yeah.
He's a smart guy. I still have to do it.
But you're a woman, so,
Your mother's Rwandan?
She is. She moved here when she was in her 20s.
Was she ever at that hotel?
No. People, I get that. You've never, God, if I had $1 for every time I've been asked that, I would be able to kill myself successfully.
Do you? Well, speaking of killing yourself, is it hard to explain? Like, I don't know when, how long your mom was there, but was she there during the Civil War?
No, we moved here in like the late 80s, and the genocide was in 94. Okay. But she lost a tremendous amount of her family, like her mom, a lot of her siblings, cousins. She was able to like get people out. Like she did a lot. Like wow. My mom is like, she's a registered nurse, but now she's like clinical manager or something. She does something like she does some administrative, like high-end.
Do you find it tough to complain about anything?
No, it really is that. Like, I remember, like, it's just hard to talk to my dad has been through some stuff, not as much as my mom, but it is hard to call and be like, Mom, I'm depressed. She's like, what happened? Did your entire family die? Was there a humanitarian crisis that the country you lived in ignored? Did your niece die after you moved her out of the country? And then when she was 25, she slipped on ice and broke her neck? Did that happen to you? And I'm like,
no, they asked me to text a phone number with some money.
Exactly.
Can you send
Netflix is down and I'm sad, It's like, no, she does not. Yeah.
Do you tell your mom that you see a psychiatrist?
They found out recently because I was on stage and I told a joke about it.
Yeah.
And it was like, sorry.
Were you nervous? That was the first time they ever saw you on stage.
Yeah. I did a show in D.C. called Black Side of the Moon. Is with Second City. It's like stand up and sketch and all this stuff. And they came to that because they live in D.C. And that was the first time they'd ever actually seen like something comedy legit. Like when I first started to do this 5 years ago, they were like horrified. Like it was like,
but so were you.
Yeah, I was terrified, but I was like, I know I don't want to code for like, because I worked for like Booz Allen at the time, like the same company that Edward Snowden left, like just one of these giant conglomerates, just like overcharging the government to do all this shit, and it was just, can I curse?
Well, now you
can. Fuck no.
That'd have been bad. But no, I hated it. And then when I slowly like started taking like theater classes, and then like I met someone who's going to Second City for the director's program, and he was like, you should do open mics and blah blah blah. So I didn't tell them for a long time until like I was a year in.
See, they told you not to talk to boys. They're bad influences.
Men are the devil unless you marry them.
Would they say to you, who are you that you need a psychiatrist and we don't?
No, so I told my mom, I talked to my mom about it before, like, because a year ago, and she was like, no, what do you, because my mom is a nurse, but she doesn't like medicine. And I don't think they actually have figured out that a psychiatrist gives you medication versus a psychologist who just talks to you. My mom's just under the impression that I just talk to someone. But she kind of slowly, like as my parents get older, they've kind of like mellowed out and being in the West long enough. But like, yeah.
The Zoloft is your secret.
Yeah, Zoloft. How do you know that?
I know everything.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's Zoloft. Thanks, Dr. Keating. It's very good.
Did you change your set a little bit or think about changing your set when you came in?
Yeah, I mean, I usually end with like this dick joke. And it's not even like a dick joke. But I mentioned
the mic is a dick.
Yeah. But, and I didn't do that, but I don't know. I just felt like I'm just going to do exactly what I'm going to do. Because eventually they're going to see it if I'm successful at all. So, because my parents aren't like, my mom is more prudish than my dad. But, like, the entire show had been, like, not vulgar, but there had been cursing. There had been, like, a gay couple kissing. There had been references to sex and all this stuff. So it was, like, by the time I got up, it was, like, if they were horrified, it's too late. Like,
that's funny because my parents can go see that stuff. And my father has a vulgar sense of humor, but, different language. So I didn't know until I was, like, 14. And so, but they would come to this. They would see it, enjoy it, and, say like, oh, vulgar or whatever, they're not into homosexuality, whatever their their issues are, or whatever they are.
Right.
They'll be like, they can enjoy it, but then when their daughter gets on stage, she shouldn't be involved in this. This is what heathens do. We can watch the heathens.
Yeah.
But she's involved. Oh, my God.
My parents are so, like, but, like, Rwandan culture, anyway, is, like, to be very passive-aggressive about the negative things. So my parents would never be like, how could you say that? They'd be like, that's nice. But immediately after the show, we were surrounded by all these white liberals. And they were like, great job. Like, people my parents' age. And my mom was just so disoriented that she couldn't even give critique. She was just like, we're proud of you. Like, so
and you act like the microphone's a dick. I mean, soup to nuts.
She was just like, she was probably writing notes like, okay, I'm going to say this. No husband's going to marry you when you're talking about dicks. And then a white woman was like, I love NPR and your daughter. My mom's like, what is happening right now?
Oh, my God. Thank you for explaining to me how I can get my parents to like me.
You just need to go to D.C., go in, get in a theater show. Make sure white people with money. That's important. If they're broke and if they're under 45, no, that's a less loss. But if they're over and they have like a mortgage and a 401k, your parents will be like, oh my God, this is a person I would talk to, and they're supporting this scumbag.
Right,
maybe my daughter's not awful.
Oh my God, if one of them had light eyes, my mom would be like, well, I mean, you don't get blue eyes just out of nowhere.
Do your parents, did they say something about you being in an interracial relationship, having a white boyfriend?
No, because I mean, there's like a bunch of different races in my family.
Okay.
My mom, the dude I was like serious with before this was like a Buddhist, and we thought that would be a thing. But my mom's like, because she's like a Catholic, like goes to church every Sunday, sings in the choir. But she's like, as long as he believes something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My parents like have been surprisingly progressive. Like my brother's gay, and when he came out, my mom kind of had a meltdown because she found like a magazine of his, and it was like a porn mag, and it was dudes. And she was like, and then she was like, wait till your father comes home. And my dad came home, and she was like, so this is what your son's been looking at. And my dad was like, oh.
How old is he, your brother?
He's 29. At the time, he was 19.
Okay.
So my mom is like,
that's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I had already known too. Yeah. And then she was like, she showed it to my dad, and my dad was like, okay, well, are we going out to eat? I don't know. That's their way to deal with it initially, is to just ignore it. So they never were like, you're gone from our house, because my dad doesn't even really go to church. He's like one of those dads, like, I did my time. Now I only go for weddings and funerals. But that they ignored it, and now my mom has started like inquiring about his love life, but they're slowly but surely like becoming more progressive as we force them.
My parents are starting to understand my gay brother's 15-year gay phase.
Yeah. Did they think it was a phase? I think my mom said that at one point too. Oh, it's a phase. It's just exploring. That's what they do in the West.
This was on Craigslist. Supposedly a mother put up a picture of what is obviously a giant.
Oh my God, that is a fist.
Arm and hand for shove it up your ass. And she wrote, "My son left this and a bunch of other junk in his room when he went to college. I will be posting more. I think this is a large paperweight that must have fallen off his desk and rolled under the bed. It's about 12 inches and made of some kind of floppy silicone rubber."
That has to be a joke.
You would assume.
It has to be satire. I mean, but then again, maybe not.
Either that's the coolest mom.
I feel like my mom wouldn't know what that was.
Or the dopey mom. You know what? My mom, I don't know that my mom would know. One time my mom found an ounce or two. I don't even remember. It was a large amount of weed. And I wasn't smoking weed at the time. I was I think I was like 19. I was still living at home.
Yeah.
And
Hemda was the one that really would hold it for friends.
I did. Yeah.
Oh,
I was.
Oh, and then you didn't smoke?
I didn't smoke. Yeah.
Why were you holding 2 ounces? Jesus Christ.
Well, I was dating a Rastafarian.
Oh, okay. All right, there it goes.
So, yeah.
He was selling.
Actually, he wasn't. He was doing music, but for some reason, I think because I was in Queens and he was in Brooklyn, the deal might have been easier if he passed it to me or something like that. I didn't mind. Yeah. I didn't think we'd, whatever. Yeah. I put it in the drawer. My mom found it, and she goes, "I'm assuming this is oregano."
But she knew it wasn't.
She
like gave you an out.
Yeah.
My mom's like that.
Right?
She found my brother's sweatshirt once balled up with vomit in it when we were like, he was like 16. And she was like, I guess you had a stomach ache. And we're like, are you kidding me? This is obviously Maker's Mark. Like, I can smell it. This is whiskey. And she was like, no, I'm going to wash your vomit from stomach sickness. Like,
that's funny. And I think my mom was doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But what negates that, and I don't think this is related, but it's only related to us. It wasn't related to her. Yeah. One time she came home and I'm like, Mom, were you out all day in that shirt? And she's like, yeah, isn't it nice? And it was this very colorful, very wonderful shirt with a giant pot leaf. Taking up the entire.
It was a nice little,
just
fun
God. Gardening. I don't know.
That's so funny. My mom would do a thing where she picks up sayings that like are mildly offensive.
Oh no!
Yes, like the other day she goes, "Oh, they've been working me like a Hebrew slave," and I was like, "Pause! No, you can't." She's like, "What? Is this bad?" I was like, "Yes, no, you cannot talk like that." But the girls at work, like. problematic. She doesn't know. She's so cute.
That's so funny.
But she's very modern. She emails everything, Facebook. Like, she doesn't Facebook, but she knows how to get on it. But, like, just a language will just come at her, and she'll be like, oh, Hebrew slave. That sounds good. Let me use that. I'm like, no.
What are we back in Egypt? What's going on here?
Speaking of your boyfriend, I enjoyed this story from your stand-up.
Yeah.
Your boyfriend's drunk. He starts playing that repeat everything you say game.
That's real. People think I made that up, but that really happened. And then the next morning, I was like, that's a joke.
And it stops him because you go with the N-word.
Yes, I dropped the N-word. It was like back and forth. He kept like repeating everything I was saying because we're like.
Did he say Hebrew slave?
No, not the Hebrew. That's where he drew the line. N-word is totally fine, but he was like, I will not, talk about Jewish people. No, and then I just said it, and he was like, what? Like, it was like we have like a very like back and forth funny relationship, but like that was like he was like, I cannot believe you did that. That's so inappropriate, because he's definitely one of those. I don't know if all white people are like this, but is one of those white people that's very like.
Please take a survey.
Yes, let's take a survey. White people who are like, I will never, and like will go out of their way. Like when he sings songs, he has a joke about this. If it has an N-word in it, when he's by himself, he'll like say his dog's name. Like, I don't like when there's too many Coopers, not enough Hollies. Like, that's his joke. But he won't say it ever. He's like, I will not. But I've definitely been to concerts. I was at that concert that Kanye had where he like walked off stage because Kim got robbed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was at that concert like watching it, and I was surrounded by white people saying the N-word. Like every time Kanye said it, they said it, and they'd avoid eye contact with me, and I was like, I see you.
So they know it's odd.
To say it in a voice.
Yeah, some of them feel like we're all here. There's more of us than you. Like it's like a very uncomfortable experience where you're like at a party. I've definitely had one party where a girl looked me in the eyes. It was like Big Papa was on, and she was like, N-word. And I was like, okay, I can't fight you. I don't have enough friends. Yeah, you. Congrats, you did it.
She's pointing to the stereo.
Exactly. She's like, white power. I don't know. It was weird.
You were in the New York train.
Yeah.
That, did it go off the rails? How bad was it?
Whoa! You were at the Kanye concert and this?
No. So, like, I only marked myself safe because I kept getting notifications. It was like, Lynette O'Neill wants to know, are you okay? Such and such wants to know you're okay. All these people. And I'm like, I don't even know anyone who's talking about this.
Well, we don't really want to know. That button keeps popping up until we hit it.
So I'm just like, okay, fine, safe. And then all these people are like, oh my God, thank God you're safe. I'm like, I don't even know. I feel like in New York things happen and no one cares. Like wasn't there some other incident recently, like a shooting or something?
I don't know, because I didn't bother caring.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, I don't know. We're fine.
I have trouble keeping track of stuff when I'm not doing this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like Keith reads me the news every day. Yeah.
You wake up in the morning, he's like, hi, I'm Dad.
Like on the second, I saw a headline from the day before, and I'm like, New Year's Day was fucked up. It's the second. Too late.
Too late to tweet about it.
No.
I also feel like just living in New York, I always feel like I love this city, but I always feel like I'm very close to death at all times, especially on public transportation. There's always someone, like the other day, I'm on the train, there's this man screaming, and I look over, me and a few other people, he's talking to himself, but he's talking about like fucking someone up, and he's like right there. Right. And
like,
everyone's
I'll
just
fuck
like,
you up, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, he's like, I'll fuck you up, bitch. You think you know? I'm not scared to go back to jail. And we
You're
were
just
like,
another crazy Cooper.
Yeah, exactly. That's the crazy Coopers. All these Coopers out here, you know?
Now is he saying Cooper?
Yeah, I feel like I need Cooper. No.
Or Koopa.
No, he said, oh, you know what? I will ask Charlie Roy, that's my boyfriend. I will suggest that to him. It's a nice little tag.
Thank you.
Showbiz. No, he was just going crazy. And we're all just like, okay. And there's that moment where, like I'll go in a bodega, someone will argue with someone right before I go up. And then we're just like, okay.
Right. My father-in-law was here. He was talking to everybody. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Stop it. No eye contact.
That's one way to do things.
A white woman on the way here made eye contact with me and smiled at me. And I was like, what's wrong with you? But like I was in Atlanta, and everyone does that. That's like normal there.
What you say about public transportation, it's not like private so much better. I see on your Facebook, Lyft drivers, stop asking me to smile. I don't know you.
A man asked me that, and I was very annoyed. You can see my profile picture there. Mm-hmm. I am not smiling. And then it was a perfectly fine interaction. And then we pulled up to my building. And I was like, good day, sir. And he's like, you should smile in your picture. And I was like, I'm not today. Because I feel like you have, like, your quota for, like, sexism. And I'd reached mine. It was enough. A man earlier had at me. Another man whistled. Man told me to smile, and I was like, "That's too many."
Here's the problem with guys in the smile.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, rush hour on the way to work, but by 5 p.m. again, they've gotten their fill.
Yeah.
Let it go. Yeah.
Wait, I don't understand.
You get it.
I'm like, yeah, but maybe I was like agreeing to like the opposite of what I'm saying.
I think you just
And
agreed.
I'm like, sexism is great. I love it.
Just start early.
Yeah.
You're agreeing to sexism early in the morning.
Start when I have my headphones in. Never leave home without headphones.
Right?
Ladies. Every
These
lady knows
crazy
that.
people on the train without music
My
or
God.
anything.
My God.
Oh, I have to admit something to Keith right now. Keith? Okay. Yesterday, I left right after the show super quick because I had a meeting. I had to pick up my phone first. That took a little bit. So I thought, oh my God, that's going to take a little bit. Watch, I'm going to leave this store and Keith is going to be right out here. Then I'm going to have to fucking ride the train for 4 stops very awkwardly. Like, we're cool, but we just talked for like 5 hours. So I'm like, whatever, that'll be fine. I got my headphones in. I go into the train. I'm one of the first ones on the car. I'm just looking at my phone for a while. I look up. There's Keith looking at his phone across from me. And I'm like, he might have even seen me. And he's just pretending he's... And I'm like, I'm going to do him a favor. I left.
Oh my God, that's so generous. That is so... Whenever someone does that for me, I'm like, thank you.
Right?
I don't want to talk anymore. I like, even, especially if it's someone like you're cool enough with to speak to, but not cool enough with to have a good conversation.
But like, also, we're commuting. That's my time. That's me time.
Yes. I don't want... Or like when you're reading a book and someone walks on and they go, hey, and you're like, hey, how's your da-da-da-da? And then they go, okay, and walk away. It's like, God bless you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I've told the same thing to Danny. Danny, saw you on the train yesterday, ignored the fuck out of you. He goes, thank you. Keith, did you see me?
It's just weird when she repeats the story. I ignored the fuck out of you.
Yeah, you saw her and you were like,
No, it worked out, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Did you see me?
No.
Oh, nice. That's the best when they don't see you because you feel like you've gotten away with something.
I was debating. Do I stay here? Do I not?
No.
We both have our heads
But then
down.
if you move, then you have to speak to them. But I just do you just stay, just be still. Don't move. And then when you get off the train, oh my God, you were here the whole time. Oh, I'm so sad I missed you. Bye.
I was too nervous that I couldn't do that, so I had to leave. I was way too nervous. I saw someone smiling on the platform this morning, and I almost lost my mind. I was like, he must be getting off some booty call. He's like looking at his phone, kind of looking. I'm like, he has to be looking at his texts from the night before, like to be like,
sex.
like just fun, or maybe they're texting now or whatever. And I was like, do I ask him? No, that's inappropriate. But I really wanted to ask him.
You wanted to ask a random man, like, hello, why are you smiling in New York?
He seemed kind and nice. I don't know.
No
but I
one's
thought,
nice.
you know what? If I talk to him about why he's smiling,
Then he might be like, oh, number 2.
Right.
He's
He's going to think I'm hitting on him. And I'm
you
like,
can't talk to a man without them thinking you're hitting. I mean, not all men, but so I've heard so many dudes like, she likes me. And I'm like, why? Well, the other day she walked up and she was like, hello. And I was like, oh, hello. Do you see what I'm saying? She wants to fuck, right?
Right.
I'm like, yeah, for sure.
yeah. So now I'm going, hey, gentlemen, why are you smiling
Why are you
this
smiling?
morning?
He's like, it could be you. What's your number?
I didn't do it, but here's another story. Keith involved on the train that almost fucked me up on this one too.
Yeah.
So I tried to walk behind him on the platform to see if he is. I needed to know. It was an article. I want to read the article. He looked like he was having so much fun. So I didn't get that, which means I got on a different car than him. But then at the Broadway stop, the train started going so slow that I'm like, I hope Keith is at like one of the stops, like so that I can look out and be like, hey, we're on the same slow train.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So this time I wanted to connect with you. I stick my head out at that stop, seeing if I'm on the same train. I was going to text him like, hey, we're on the same train, whatever. That guy came out and I peeked out from the train. Now I'm looking at him. I'm like, oh my God. Now he might think I'm stalking him. I already walked behind him to see what he was typing.
Yeah, he went home and told his friends, like, my God, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, my dude.
Yeah.
This girl was
She was looking for
stalking
me.
Oh, my God. In my phone. In my face. Just trying to get the dick.
But we're missing the part where
Yeah.
she is stalking him.
You are stalking him, though.
No.
Actually, you know what? No. He's right. Like,
She's
but he has the wrong reason.
Right.
You just really want to know, why are you happy? Why the fuck are you happy? And
I was
he's
so
like,
confused.
yeah.
But no, the thing is it looked like he probably thought, because it happened to be, I stepped off for a second and like looked, both sides.
Oh my God, you
and
did
he
that?
got off and was walking. So he
definitely-
thought I was probably looking
Wow,
at
no,
every train.
I would too. Like, oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
when in reality,
Yeah.
Ken is simply batshit.
Crazy.
Yeah.
How is anyone happy in New York? I don't understand. That's so cute. I kind of wish you would ask them, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have a good story.
I'd be like, hey, wedding ring on my face, but why are you happy?
You'd be like, you want to find out?
I'll tell you why this bitch is happy that I'm texting.
I went into I usually use when I use Uber, I use Uber Pool because usually they don't have other people on, and you pay the cheaper price. And then sometimes you get people and you're like, all right, I guess that's fair. I get into a car, the woman's already in the back seat, and I have to look this song up on my phone, but I find out what's playing is Chris Brown's "Back to Sleep." I don't know if you've heard this song. Well, I'll play a little for you.
So far, it sounds rapey, but I only have a little bit of context.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chris Brown
And Cosby. I appreciate it. Hey, weed or fucking, you're getting back to sleep.
Well, wow. There's so much there. One, was she already up? Because she back to sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
So
fuck you to sleep.
Yeah, he makes sure they're awake.
They're awake. Okay. Because Chris Brown is so problematic. That's such an awful song. Fuck you back to sleep.
Problematic is a good word for him.
Yeah, like he's in a rap, not rap because he doesn't rap. Beef with Soulja Boy. Two people people care about Chris Brown. No one cares about Soulja Boy, but they're fighting over Instagram comments in his ex-girlfriend's Instagram.
Who's ex-girlfriend?
Karrueche. I don't know if you ever heard of her.
I barely heard of these.
Okay, I'll break it down. This is like
yay. Okay,
Trump is president, but let's care about this. I'm sad I know about this, but Chris Brown was dating Karrueche. Actually, I'm telling you this because it's kind of funny. Chris Brown was dating Karrueche. He used to be with Rihanna, who he assaulted, and there was a point where him and Rihanna got back together. On Christmas Day, they went to an NBA game, sat courtside. Karrueche was still with Chris Brown. She found out that he was cheating on her with Rihanna because she turned on the game, and there's Chris Brown with his ex-girlfriend on Christmas Day. They probably did kiss.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
Disrespectful. Like, have the respect to cheat on me on national television, on the game, on Christmas Day. Yes.
Maybe he got sick of no one following him.
They're like, at the game, we have Chris Brown and Rihanna, and they're like, fuck! Just because
no one would know. Karrueche, I'm so sorry. Please don't turn on the Bulls game.
Can't I just sit courtside where I'm tripping players?
Yeah, exactly.
So this song with Chris Brown, and it features the great Usher.
Oh, Usher. Oh, my God. I almost played this because it was on a list of new songs on a title, which I have.
And I get in the car, and I'm looking at the lady. I'm like, hello, and I go, this is some Mute music.
Oh, my God. An Uber driver is playing this?
Yeah. Yeah. And so then she gives this awkward laugh like I'm some kind of prude, right? And she's like, yeah, it is, and then proceeds to sing all the lyrics.
She sang it? She knew the words already? My God.
Love how I eat on that pussy. Just might go put a tat on that pussy. That says Usher. There's no other.
They're saying each other's names on the song?
No, that's what she's saying.
Yeah, sure.
Because Usher.
He just wanted to say
this
Usher.
This makes me want to be celibate. Like, it's so gross. Yuck. Yuck. I'm not a prude, but yuck.
But it's like, I suck on that pussy. And then the lady.
Wait, your Lyft driver's just driving the car. Suck on that pussy.
I think he's
trying
to make couples in the car. That's what I think he's trying to do.
Oh, were you with someone else? And she's
this
like,
woman was in
I
there.
know what's going to happen now.
Yeah.
How old? See, I think Uber drivers sometimes give you their cord so you can play your own music. So
that's happened to me like twice.
And
also, makes me sad.
I think that's fun. But also, they sometimes play music where I'm like, you do not listen to this music.
Oh, yeah. My friend who's an Uber driver does that. Like, he'll judge what type of music he thinks you like, and he'll change the station. I mean...
Well, shouldn't you, though?
Yeah, he's like, white girl celebrating her birthday. Like,
if you got in my cab, you probably don't want Def Leppard. Is that safe to say?
But you know what? Then I'm insulted because the kind of music
maybe I like Def Leppard.
Do you like Def Leppard? Okay, all right.
But I like, what's a band you wouldn't think I would like?
The Beatles.
No. Johnny Cash.
Okay. Everybody likes Johnny Cash.
I don't.
Fine. No,
I do not.
No.
I will not say it. And no.
What's the band that you like that people don't think you would like?
I don't know because they can't really place me, so it's not really.
What is your race?
You know. Yeah. So you listen exclusively to Middle Eastern music, right?
That's so bizarre.
I don't know. I probably get pop or maybe like. I think now that I'm like seen as a pothead, I wonder if people think I don't know.
I wouldn't know that you're a pothead.
I don't know.
Oh, because
I'm putting
of
it out
your
there.
card.
Yeah.
You would know.
Yeah. Wait, what do you listen to? Do you listen to
What
rap?
do you think I'd listen to?
What would I guess? I don't know. Black Keys? Black Keys?
No. But I like you. I think that means I'm cool, right?
Black Keys are dope.
That's why Danny was laughing.
Or
right?
Maybe Nicki Minaj.
Some of it.
Like
see, I don't.
She recently broke up. Oh my god, today she broke up with Meek Mill. I feel like I'm just gonna come every week and it's gonna be like, let's sip the tea with Sonya Danae. Get our fill of urban gossip.
You want to hear how the pussy tastes like pineapple?
Please go on. That's lazy writing. He said pineapple twice.
He's like, I'm gonna say this twice. I like it.
Pineapple. That's the thing, because that's the thing. Like, if you drink pineapple juice, your fluids taste better. Yeah. So I guess maybe that. But that's weird if her pussy tastes exactly like pineapple. Like, not okay.
I come from Hawaii. I'm talking Maui pussy pineapple. Yes.
My God. Well, get it, Usher. That's going to be a hit. They can't play it on the radio at all. It's just beep, pussy, beep.
They've
played
played
on your
worse.
beep. They have.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen all these videos of like moms finding their kids like Spotify playlist or like songs that their kids are listening to and like crying?
No,
like
but-
housewives.
Oh, come
Like,
on.
I can't believe Vince Staples. Okay, I don't know who this is, but bitch, you thirsty. Oh my God. Like, it's so funny. Google it. It's so funny.
That's so funny. What are parents
crying.
thinking? What are they thinking?
I'll tell you what, though. It's not their fault. Facebook keeps saying, oh, your friends go live. Don't you want to go live?
Yeah.
Right.
And this is all they have to talk about.
Yeah.
I
They
get
go viral. They don't know.
What do you think will happen to your kid if he listens to a song that has a swear word or has sexual content in it, as if you weren't listening to that, as if you're not playing that for him?
Yeah, like when you were younger, you definitely listened to like awful shit. This I would not let my kids listen to. No.
At how old?
At no age. Just because
Right.
it's bad music. Not because of pussy, like they can listen to whatever. But no trash music in my house.
I mean, Keith, you were listening to Metallica, Sleep with One Eye Open, gripping your pillow.
do they have bad lyrics? Does Metallica have bad
Yes,
lyrics?
I'm just comparing
Metallica.
a kid having
Pussy
a nightmare to your pussy tasting like pineapple, and I'm gonna fuck you back to sleep.
What about She's Only 17?
Yikes.
Well, they were younger then.
Were they 17?
And she was 17, so it counts. No, but you know what I realized though? You don't know these songs are vulgar. Like my friend was recently playing Spice Girls, and I was like, holy shit, Spice Girls talk about sex a lot. But when I was a kid, I just thought they were like, if you
Zumba,
want to
zumba,
be my
zumbi.
lover, like, yeah, friends, if you want to be my love, like you kiss and stuff, or like they talk about condoms, two become one. I was like, I don't know, y'all are best friends. Like,
Right.
I don't know if pussy tastes like pineapple won't be gotten by a
I think
child,
I'm
but
just
maybe
trying
not.
to. I don't. This is what Hemda does sometimes.
Yes.
Like not everything is wrong in its own way. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like she tried to convince me the other day that Kanye West isn't any crazier than other artists. They're all crazy.
Kanye like is sad because he's so talented, but he like that Trump shit. I've defended him through all the other shit, like Bill Cosby, innocent. I was like, that was a joke, guys. Come on. All the fucking meltdowns, dating Kim Kardashian, marrying Kim Kardashian, having children with her. But like Trump, like that was like, I'm done, because he was the same person that was like George Bush hates black people.
Right.
Like you are this person. Really?
Well,
But he needs medication for sure.
that's what I'm thinking. I think we're watching a person break down, just like we
Yeah,
were
he's
watching.
unraveling for
was
sure.
it Charlie Sheen
Yeah.
when he was having his manic break? I think we're watching.
Wasn't
a
that like
similar thing.
coke? Well, Kanye might also be on coke. He's on not Lexapro.
Well, I hear
That's
That's
it.
about it in
helping.
his music.
But here's the thing: I wasn't like, no, this is not anything. Obviously, it's something, but I didn't understand why he was there with Trump.
That was so
Unless I
bizarre.
was
It was
giving
like
him a little bit of the benefit
PR
of the
thing.
doubt.
Yeah.
But as time passes, I'm just like, but I didn't follow up on it. Did Kanye say what he was doing there? Like,
No.
did he? So, and then I just, I was like, that's it. I'm done with worrying about what Kanye is meeting Trump for. I'm not following up on this. If you're not following up, that means you're allowing people to believe that you were getting together with him for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah. He said he would have voted for Trump if he's like, I didn't vote. He was at a concert. He's like, if I didn't vote, but if I had, I would have voted for Trump. Like, Kanye's gone. He's lost. Like, one day, maybe in 5 years, he'll come back from whatever drug psychosis, whatever, and he'll be like, guys, no, I'm kidding. But no, he said it. Like, that was before.
I didn't know that.
He said at a concert he would have voted for Trump. Everyone lost their shit. He went into the hospital for a week and then came out immediately. First meeting was with Donald Trump.
But if you remember when Winger hung out with Nixon.
No, but I do think all the musicians that you listen to are the same as all the musicians that you make fun of.
No,
I
they're
definitely
fucking,
think
everyone's
that.
fucking insane. Like, apparently, I found
I
out
don't think that you could be this famous and this.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's like Britney Spears. But apparently I found out, like, she shattered her knee the week before that. She shaved her head bald and went crazy. And that was part of it because she couldn't dance anymore. And that was her biggest thing. And, like, all this.
Yeah, but other dancers who shattered their knee don't,
you're right.
you know what I mean?
But they're not as famous as her.
And they don't have a father who, you know, has messed them up and has and is making them do stuff at a certain age where you could take a break. You're a bazillionaire.
Right.
Yeah. So all these things, I don't know how they add up to something normal. You know, your bands were destroying hotels and talking about
some of them died.
Guns N' Roses.
She's tricking you now.
No,
She just tricked you.
Hold on
She
a
just
second.
turned you around.
I wasn't. No.
Guns
Listen
N'
to the white
Roses.
man.
Wait, they are white.
You're saying all these things about Kanye West. Guns N' Roses would show up an hour and a half late. To
No,
concerts,
Guns
so.
N'
No,
Roses.
but they did stuff. Didn't one of them kill someone? They killed a friend.
What?
One of their album
Not Guns N'
covers-
Roses, but like someone who was around at that era, and they were on MTV, and they were like on some like True Life.
He knows who you're talking about. He's
he
fucking with you.
killed someone, or he paralyzed him, right?
I have the answer.
Exactly.
Vince Neil, drunk driving, killed somebody in a car.
See, whatever Kanye's done, everyone's walking. You know
One
what I mean?
of Guns N' Roses' albums had a woman who was clearly just done getting raped with her underwear down.
They were raping women
No.
so much. Underage women.
She was in an alley. Her underwear was around her knees
Oh my God.
on the ground.
Oh my
She
God.
was like half naked and left for dead pretty much. That was their album, the back of their album. Now, yes.
What band is this?
Okay,
Hey, but
how's that?
consensually eat your pineapple pussy. You know what I mean? You're alive. You're awake.
Guns N' Roses. What's
Woke
that?
you up.
What's that fucking racist song? 1 in a Million. What's
have
the
a-
lyrics to 1 in a Million?
And Journey's racist too, according to Sarah Silverman's book.
Lot to think about.
Everyone's awful. That's the solution. Everyone's awful. If you're talented, you're probably a terrible person.
Kid Rock, you listen to? Who's he on?
Ugh.
Who's
you
he
listen
doing?
to Kid Rock now or Kid Rock
What's happening with him?
before?
What's going on
Kid
with
Rock, Confederate flag. All of a sudden, I forgot that I rapped for 10 years, or like original Kid Rock, like yo 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 yo. I have a chain on. I'm Kid Rock.
him? What? So then he just learned to be racist 10 years
Learn
later?
to be. All of a
Bullshit.
sudden, he's country and he loves horses. But before, you were riding mopeds with like a little person and black people. Kid Rock.
Sounds crazy to me.
Sounds pretty crazy.
Sounds pretty loony.
Identity crisis, bipolar. I don't know whose side I'm on, but I'm just anti Kid Rock. Just anti Kid Rock.
Yeah. Remember all this Kid Rock I've been playing?
Yes.
Yes.
Pussy pie. He probably has some shit like that. Ted Nugent is fucking vulgar. I don't know why I brought that up, but like the same people who love Ted Nugent will go on and on about Beyonce, and it's like he's awful. He every artist has like vulgar songs, but for some reason, like if you're black and a woman, it's like
I think this is the poll. I think this is the poll.
What?
Are
Does Keith still listen to Kid Rock?
are you?
Oh,
no.
are you still listening to Kid Rock? Oh yeah, we
I
never
don't
got
know.
an answer.
Yeah, I don't know where this came from.
I'm
So
saying
you don't listen to Kid Rock.
I enjoy Kid Rock enough. I haven't been playing Kid Rock since that one good album.
Which was when?
You know, you're being a
With
smart
the
ass.
bomb, the bomb, the
Oh,
bang, the bang.
how'd you guess?
Dude, that was the last album I listened to. But back before I knew that he was like a Confederate, had Confederate underwear on the stage. Like I don't know, like he was. I don't know who he is anymore, except an opportunist who hates people of color.
Now, so going back, is Kanye any crazier than other artists?
No, I think he is crazier because,
you.
but on
Good to have you back.
medication. But like he needs like medication. But I also think like fame.
But these other
does
guys are
things
not
to you.
But they're not admitting that they need medication.
Yeah, I think Kanye is like also, it's like in this Asian time, it's like weird that if you go crazy, everyone knows because there's so many, like there's cameras, there's like video, there's Facebook Live, there's Twitter, there's Instagram, like all these things. Whereas like all the dudes like we're talking about, they were like fucking underage girls and burning down buildings, and then their PR person could come clean it up and make sure. Like Cosby, could Cosby be a prolific rapist in this day and time? No. Because there's too many outlets. Before, People or Time or someone wrote an article about it, and then there was enough people. Cosby was famous enough to stop it. Whereas now, if you have sex with somebody,
she's saying she's on your side, but she sounds like she's on mine.
I don't know whose side I am on, but I don't like Kid Rock, and I don't like.
You know what?
I want Kanye to get help, but he is fucking insane.
That should be the poll. Whose side is she on?
Whose side
is Sonya on?
What is Sonya
Whoever
saying?
sounds better.
Yes or
at
no?
the time.
She's an open-minded
if you
person.
have weed, yes, I'm on your side.
I won!
All right, I'm so sorry, Keith.
Does Sonya agree with, yeah. Or, how about that? Kanye says, I feel it's important to have a direct line of communication with our future president if we truly want change.
That's bullshit. Who else are you talking to?
These issues included bullying, supporting teachers, modernizing curriculums, and violence in Chicago.
Fuck that. Fuck him. That's so stupid. He made that up, first off, because who else is he talking to? I've never seen, aside from threatening to run in 2020, Kanye's never cared about politics. I mean, he's cared about politics, but he's not like calling up Hillary like, hey girl, what we gonna do about, this Flint situation? Shut up. Also, yeah.
Trump says, we're friends, just friends. He's a good man, long time. Friends for a long time.
Now he's talking like him.
Life, we discussed life.
We discussed life. All these people are props for Trump. Kanye's a prop. James Brown, who came, was a prop. Who else was that basketball football player? Ray Lewis, supposed murderer, prop. They're all like, see, the blacks, we don't hate you. This is one of your favorites, and he likes me. We're not going though. I don't care what Kanye says.
Donald Trump did leave a Happy New Year's message to us all.
Yay.
Happy New Year to all, including to my many enemies and those who have fought me and lost so badly they just don't know what to do. Love.
Yo, if I told you, if I took out like his like picture or whatever,
Right.
and I was like, dude, my 18-year-old cousin wrote this, you'd be like, what is wrong with her? Like, she's so petty. Like, shout out to all my haters. I'm gonna get you because I'm president now, bitch. Like,
That should be a new game show.
Yeah.
My 18-year-old cousin or our new president.
Yeah, this country's done.
You know about computers.
I do.
Tell me if this seems correct.
Okay, I haven't coded in 5 years since I started.
What changed?
But I watch TV all the time. Go on.
It's still ones and zeros, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But that's machine language.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
No, it is true.
How do you do virtual reality with just ones and zeros?
No. What it is that, and I hope I don't like completely butcher this because I haven't studied this forever. But okay, so assembly, like machines understand the ones and zeros, but then humans, there's like assembly language, and then that's between like actual programming language, which is what coders do, and what computers understand.
Yeah.
So there is zeros and ones. It's just like,
I think there's more.
So the zeros and ones are in between the if-then sort of thing.
There's the if-then, that's code, that's actual code. But then there's like assembly language, which is another language, and then there's zeros and ones, which is what computers understand, machines.
And you create the zeros in one language. You go,
yeah, but you don't actually code. Like we were taught to understand it, but you don't actually sit there and go 0 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 1 1. Like that would be fucking impossible.
It would take a while.
Yeah.
To draw a face.
Right.
So Donald Trump, regarding the Russian hack, says, I think we ought to get on with our lives.
Get on with our lives.
I think that computers have complicated lives very greatly. The whole age of computer has made it where nobody knows exactly what is going on. This is true.
on a computer.
Imagine being like Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Like these people who have like spent their lives like accumulating like credits and like, it's like if you guys have this show and done for 12 years, have all this like stuff, and then someone was like, hey guys, I recorded this on my camcorder. Can I be in where you guys are too? And you're like, okay. Like this is so bizarre.
We have speed. We have a lot of other things, but I'm not sure we have the kind of security we need. But I have not spoken with the senators, and I will be over a period of time.
Okay, every time I want to make a new rule, and I'm serious. Every time he says "and other things," we demand one.
What are they?
Just
what
one
specifics?
What other things? What,
He doesn't know.
Don't even tell me what other things. Use a different word for thing. I want to hear you name what you think things
He'll be
are.
like, people are saying that these things are things.
What are these things? Computers?
Yeah.
The internet?
The cyber? The cyber?
Right.
Huh? Remember when he was like talking about how his, 8-year-old son was like, he was like, was it Barron? He was like, Barron was telling me about cyber. Like during a debate. He's the president. Ugh, I can't.
Are we scared of cyber?
I mean, I don't know what cyber is.
Vladimir Putin, he said today about Hillary and Dems, quote, in my opinion, it is humiliating. One must be able to lose with dignity, end quote. And he says, so true.
But first of all, she has been super nice. She hasn't gone out. If I was her, I'd be so petty. I'd be on everything. But she hasn't said a word.
She's saw during Trump's thank you tour. He at one point, he's holding a rainbow flag, and it says LGBTs for Trump. The look on his face almost says to me, I don't fucking get it either.
He's like, oh, these gays and their dicks.
They're on my side. I don't get it.
No, did you see the picture that was like Trump, blacks for Trump? And it was a white woman holding it up.
Oh, yeah?
There was a whole thing on that.
Yeah, there was a white woman. Like,
there was a whole thing.
We love him.
Are there really black
Us,
people?
the blacks.
And women for Trump. And then they showed a lot of like people just handing out signs to a bunch of white people. But I think we've proved that
1 million apparently voted for him. And they're all dead to us.
That's a
lot.
lot.
By us, I mean all the other black people. We know.
I saw a tweet you wrote, somebody's crying face. Me deleting all my Kanye albums. Do you have to boycott Kanye?
Oh, I'm not listening to his music anymore. No, it's just that's like I'll like excuse a lot of heinous behavior in like artists or whatever, but it's like Donald Trump hates black people, hates women, hates poor people. It's everything, and it's like to be a trophy for him. Like no, fuck him. Like I will probably eventually when Kanye comes out of this, I'll be a fan again, but like. Yeah, I can't. I mean, it is so sad. There's so many songs that he has guest verses on that I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, nope. And it's like a small protest, but I'm doing my part.
Did it come to just convince you have to get rid of all your music?
No, I mean, if I like got rid of every problematic person, I'd have nothing on my phone.
That's the problem, too.
Yeah, everyone's problematic.
Yeah. I haven't watched anything by Louis C.K. ever since the jerk-off thing.
I heard that wasn't true from someone who said they knew the person.
And I heard that was from someone who's not another person. I don't know.
It would be nice if the person had something to say.
I know, right? Who are they? Where are they?
I don't know, but it's, until he says something, I don't know how to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to.
Yeah.
I want to watch it go and, like, separate the art from the artist because everyone's a shithead. I don't, like,
but
who
there's lines,
I'm not backing anybody anymore. I don't know if it, like, every week we wake up and our timeline is full another comic rapist.
Oh yeah,
I'm not backing you guys up anymore at all.
You know that I'm not gonna say this person's name because apparently they can sue people.
And that's what's starting to
happen. They got either $100,000 or $700,000 from an institution that was like put out a statement that said we will not no longer book this person. But because of that, they sued for defamation. Either anywhere between $100,000 $700,000. Because they raped someone, allegedly.
But they did win?
Yes. They got the money.
They won that amount of money.
Yeah. I just found this out 2 days ago, and I was like...
A friend of mine got sued because she put it on Facebook about her rapist. She got sued. She had to raise money. And someone else that we know in the community is now getting sued. Now she's raising money. Yep. So you can't even speak anymore.
Yeah, that's why I'm not saying nothing because I have no money. But that's so insane. That you could just do that.
Could they find someone like you, let's say?
Yeah.
And like, let's say I get raped. I tell you because you don't have money. Go out and say about me.
Well, I think I would still get sued. Like, I think because the institution, I think he sued them because he knew they had it. And then for her, it's like a warning to all the other women who dare speak against rape. Like, I will find you. She doesn't have however much he wants.
My friend didn't have money. She had to raise money for the lawyer fees to even be sued. He's not going to get money. What he does is he gets silence. You can't say it anymore. And
like me, I'm not saying anything.
And future salary. You think you can't sue someone for their future money? You can. Yeah. You can owe someone $100,000 or $1 million for the rest of your life.
Ugh, back to Kanye. Any more Trump tweets?
That should be funny.
Yeah, it's depressing.
I wonder about this.
You're scared to talk.
Like if it's true.
No, I'm not scared to talk. I wonder if the money if I just wonder.
You are scared to talk. You're scared to
No,
talk,
I'm
and
not
I
scared to
get
talk.
it. Then what?
But you don't.
If I know who you're talking about, I'll say the name right now.
No, don't.
I'm not scared to talk.
Wait, then you're wondering about what money?
The difference between 100 and 700,000 is a lot.
That's the number one of my friends threw out, and then the other one. But everyone agreed that was like knew about it. Was like he got 6 figures for sure.
And then how'd that word get out?
Well, that's public.
Yeah, where? Who looked it up?
It's public.
Okay, I guess you're sure.
Maybe it's not true.
Did you guys
Maybe I'll give you my source.
Yeah.
It's a rumor that he started.
It's a rumor that he started.
That the alleged rapist started.
Oh, okay.
To scare people
Do you follow? I don't follow.
Yeah, so the rapist said, hey, I just won this money from this institution, so you better not because I'm coming after you next.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Oh, and the alleged rapist allegedly got an alleged commercial, so they had the money for the original lawyer to sue. So a good lawyer.
I'm excited about this commercial. All right. Let me mention this, please. Sleep Number beds. I have a Sleep Number. I enjoy it very much.
And people are asking, how could we sleep right now? It's a very tumultuous time in the United States and around the world, right? This is how you do it. This is how I sleep at night.
You can set your sleep number from 0 to 100. Mine's set at a 35. Last night I'm going 40. I did right there. I don't got to take it back to the shop. I do it right there on a little remote.
But what about your wife? She's going to be like, no, we were on 35. This is terrible. I can't sleep.
It's the same bed, but she can set her side a different number.
You don't have to get divorced? Oh, my God.
Nope.
Oh, my God.
And you also have Sleep IQ technology. That tells you how you slept the night before. And you can adjust your bed accordingly if you didn't have a perfect night's sleep.
For example, I slept very weird one time. I called up and they said, stop watching Kanye videos before you go to sleep. They're very knowledgeable.
Sleep Number Queen mattresses start at only $699.99. And right now, during the lowest prices of the season, you can save $600 on the Sleep Number i8 bed. My Sleep IQ score last night, 100. You'll only find Sleep Number at any of the 500 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find the one nearest you by going to sleepnumber.com and be sure to tell them Keith and the girls sent you.
How do you remember their website? It's crazy. Let me repeat it just in case. Sleepnumber.com. You know, it's a crazy world out there. The internet is big.
We did ask the audience, I see, is Kanye crazier than the majority of artists? 71% say yes, of course. Stop it now. So we did the science, Bob. I should have just started with that.
Yeah, facts. Statistics.
When you hear, by the way, speaking of Trump, when you hear, hey, be a good sport, you lost fair and square.
But he didn't. He didn't win the popular vote.
Do people wonder, don't they notice? I notice there's complaining every 4 years. But I do notice a difference with the complaining, that it is much more vocal. Does your side say, why is it so vocal this time?
I feel like it was way more vocal when Obama won. There are people on, marching with, monkey suits and, posts about how the black people are taking over the country. It was pretty bad. He wasn't born here. The thing is, Republicans have stolen the last 2 elections. They did. Legally, they stole it, but they didn't win fair and square. So
Sonia rates...
I love how you're, pulling my...
Wink. Trump supporters are in everyone's comments what's the point of all these protests? You can't change the election results. The same people who lecture you about American exceptionalism and the Founding Fathers conveniently forget about the Boston Tea Party and the Civil Rights Movement and how pointless those seemed at the time. After the election, I felt like I was surrounded by people who hated me, but then I went to a protest and I saw white dudes who looked like extras in Wolf of Wall Street chanting about immigrants' rights. I saw black girls with no rings holding hands with Sikhs screaming about trans rights. I saw old ladies passing off their Black Lives Matter signs to street punks because they had to go home. We can't change the outcome of the election, but united we can change how we experience the next 2 years. 2 years, you think?
2 years because that's the next vote for Congress.
I know that's corny AF.
As fuck.
Not
I'm
my
a millennial.
But people dumped tea into a fucking harbor and it changed the world.
It did.
We can too.
My God,
when you read it, it sounds gross.
This is awesome. I'm going to keep that at my desk because I feel like we need to read stuff like that sometimes because we are waking up going, not sure what's next.
Yeah.
We know that politics has always been, something of a disgusting feeling to us in general. And and this is beautiful. You're wondering where your hope is going to come from if you weren't a Trump supporter, if you think it is going to, turn into this mess.
I really think they're all going to regret it. I think every single person, not every single, but the vast majority of people who voted for him are going to regret it.
I think you're mistaken because I don't think that people admit when they're wrong. And
there's a Tumblr called Trump Regrets, and it's like all people tweeting, "I regret my vote." I'm serious. Or you could just literally go to Google or Twitter right now and search "regret vote," and it'll be walls of people like, "I can't believe you said you were going to drain the swamp and you hired someone from Exxon. I'm going to regret my vote." Like all of it.
I am going to hang out with you because you're making me feel really good. I'm going to send
you a lot. I'm going to try to get us through it this next 2 years and then 4. But
I don't know if you know this, but you just started something, and I'm your first follower, and it's
let's
on.
Burn down everything.
No, positive. Stay on course.
Actually, you're right.
Sonia.
And also, Trump is president now, so you technically can't threaten him. But let's peacefully protest.
Let me mention Vistaprint one more time. Vistaprint, 500 business cards for just $9.99. Okay, that's it. I don't have much more to tell you about it.
It's a pretty good deal.
You have a company. You need cards. And $9.99 for 500 of them. I don't know where I'm from. That's a good deal. You can customize the text, colors, backsides, everything. They have thousands of industry-specific templates. Upload your logo. Use what they have for logos. Whatever you want to do.
They have this. The templates are really good because it reminds you to put certain information. If you're me, you could just put your name on a card and hand it to people. They'll find you. A name like Chemda doesn't need, a lot of stuff. But if you're maybe a Michael Smith, you might want to have some information, maybe even put a picture on there for you. They make it super easy.
Redeem this offer and get 500 custom business cards for just $9.99. Visit Vistaprint.com. Design your custom business cards. It's very simple. We use them. Enter code KATG at checkout. That's code KATG. This is a chance to get that professional look on any budget. Do not wait. Go to Vistaprint.com and order today. Okay?
Yes. Use code
Yo, do you have a piece of paper that says nigger?
Whoa. Well, I guess we got to go to that story. What am I going to do? Say, no time today, folks.
We're not doing the repeating game. What the hell?
So big. Okay, wait. Read that one first.
Okay.
Do you see it now?
I see it. Yeah.
Oh, fucking Don Lemon. Gross. You can skip that. He's the worst. He's awful. Fuck Don Lemon forever.
Don Lemon, if you remember.
Eject him off the planet tomorrow. Kill all Don Lemons. Gross. That's my opinion. Gross.
I think we got it.
Well, anyway, Don Lemon last night saved a bus full of kids.
Fuck those kids.
I like that commitment.
Anything Don Lemon does is awful.
He, of course, he's sparked some controversy during this story that
he's so stupid.
It was on Mark Maron's show that the president was on, and the president said the N-word.
He's black. The president is black. He say the N-word.
And then Don Lemon holds up on CNN a giant card with the N-word written out on, and then he asks, "Does this offend you?"
It's like, does this offend you, Don Lemon? Are you black? Like, who do you exist in this world? You fucking idiot.
He must think he's progressive.
No, Don Lemon is...
no, like that. He must think that was very...
He's the hip university professor or, that's trying to make people think, well, if you're a woman and you're raped and you don't feel it, is it wrong?
Oh, my God. He said he had a interview with a woman who got raped. Was it Bill Cosby? It might have been. But he asked her why she didn't bite his dick. Like, genuinely was like, well, why didn't you prevent your own assault? Like, I don't understand. He's an idiot.
And please, I don't mean to be crude, okay?
Oh,
because I know some of you, and you said this last night, that you lied to him and said, I have an infection, and if you rape me, or if you have intercourse with me, then you will probably get it and give it to your wife.
Right.
And you said he made you perform oral sex.
Right.
There are ways not to perform oral sex if you not to do it.
Jesus Christ.
I was kind of stoned at the time.
Fuck, don't answer that.
That didn't even enter my mind. Now I wish it would have.
Jesus
Christ.
Meaning the using of the teeth, right?
Yes, that's what I'm
Just let's clarify.
Yeah, I think of it.
Biting. So,
Ouch.
yes, I had to ask. I
Yes,
mean,
no,
I-
I
you
didn't
had
it crossed
to?
my mind.
I just know I would have done it.
I just know that all the dicks I've sucked when I didn't want to do it, I clenched my teeth, and then the man said, "Whoops, I can't rape you now."
I'm not angry.
You figured it out, lady. Sorry. Oh, what? Close your legs. Whoops, can't rape you. Fucking idiot. He's the worst.
Do you think people listening to this show,
Yeah.
which, we go back and forth because I'm more liberal than Keith is. Do you think people listening to this show understand why you can't ask that question? Is there someone out there that goes,
There's guaranteed.
well, I don't get it. I don't get it. He's
Guaranteed.
interviewing her.
Guaranteed. There were so many. I've heard so many men go like, "Well, why didn't you like run? Why didn't you do this?" Well, you don't understand like fear, what that does to people. Like just like Don Lemon, literally, like someone else was like, "Oh, okay, that's a fine question. Ask her why she didn't bite his dick off." Like,
Right.
there's absolutely men who think that.
In this day and age, like I understand, people are talking about like how we're stopping them from asking questions. How do you expect people to move forward? He should have asked an intern that question, got the fucking answer, and
Should've
moved on.
I don't think so.
Just
no.
because we say you can ask us questions doesn't mean that you can do no research
Yeah.
and have no understanding before you ask any question.
And then
of
they
a
clarify,
sensitive-
be like, the teeth. I was talking about biting his dick off. Like, I don't know if you caught that. Did you
Yeah.
catch? Did
I
you
don't
catch
know.
it?
Yeah.
Bite his dick, and you wouldn't have gotten raped. Oh my God! And her go, oh, I wish I had thought of that. Jesus.
Yeah, this guy's okay with
Piece
rape,
of my
but
soul died.
this guy's okay with rape. But if you bite his dick, he'll calmly walk away.
Yeah, like he's
Yeah.
not gonna hit you.
No.
He's just gonna be like, oh, you don't want this? Pudding pops, I'm Cosme. Get out of here.
And also, just because there's a dick in your mouth, that doesn't mean you're capable of biting it.
Yeah,
That means you have to bite flesh.
yeah, and then hope he doesn't like, since you're down here,
Right.
like beat the shit out of you.
But also just respond by punching you to death.
Yeah.
Just because you're in pain.
yeah, well,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
too many facts for Don Lemon to
We
think
a-
about.
we
Come on,
answered
it's
your
CNN, not MSNBC. Come on.
Look at that. I actually had an answer.
Wait,
That's
is it
terrifying.
What is he on? CNN.
He's on Just Asking with Don Lemon.
That would be. Oh my God, that's such a good sketch. Just like dumbass questions. Is like people who were like, families were murdered. Why didn't you get yourself a gun? I don't know. I wish I thought of that. Just asking with Don Lemon.
Yeah, there are people who got robbed. The person did not have any weapons.
Right,
They
right.
they just said, "Give me your money."
Why didn't you run? I wish I thought of that.
Why didn't you punch him in the dick? He has a dick.
You lost your baby. Why'd you go on a plane, silly? Just asking with Don Lemon.
I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get a question mark tattoo. I've been talking about it for like a year, so I understand if nobody wants to believe me, but I'm still questioning it. If you get my drift. But just for the Dons of the world,
Yes.
this is not what I mean by question everything. Absolutely not.
Just ask with Don Lemon.
I don't want to go back to squash and have to explain to my friends I didn't ask about biting the dick.
I said question everything, not ask me anything.
Well, CNN has their New Year's Eve special, and if you remember, over the years, it's Anderson Cooper and Kathy Griffin, and they always get in trouble for something, right? Because they're being zany on what's supposed to be a serious news program. well, anyway, this time they cut to Don Lemon, and he's with his co-host,
Yeah, Donnie.
and he's loosened up.
Yo, he always gets drunk.
Yeah.
That's the second time. Last year he was drunk. Oh wait,
And
I
they
think I know what you're trying to say. Yep.
and they give him another chance, right?
Sonya's in now.
I'm excited.
He's doing shots, no exaggeration. The co-host female is saying, "No more shots for him, okay?" On TV, saying no more shots.
Oh, I
for
didn't
him.
see that.
Yeah. And then we get he ends up getting his ear pierced,
Yeah.
and he's going to be a bigger badass. Brooke Baldwin is the co-host.
Have you thought about New Year's resolutions?
I have.
You're kind of an anti-resolution guy.
I don't really do it. I always live my life to the very fullest. And
Yes, you do.
The thing is, I need a little bit more balance in work life. I may be open to a relationship this year. I wasn't before.
Breaking news: Don Lemon is open to a relationship.
Yeah. Actually, being available to be in a relationship.
want some
I'm a bad person to date. I'm not selfish. I'm not selfish. I'll give you my
we
last,
going there
but I'm
right
very
now?
self-centered. Yeah. I'm
Let
not
him
gonna be
go.
that self-centered.
Yeah, I'm not selfish. I'm just self-centered.
This is so bizarre.
I love
I
it.
never saw this part. This is this year?
Yeah.
Oh, last year he told a woman she had big boobs.
Well, did she?
He said nice rack or something like that.
He's very. He observes things very.
yeah.
Very observant.
Because he's gay, so it's not like he was objectifying her.
Right.
But he was. You know what I mean? Like,
in all
he
fairness,
was like, nice bazongas. Not for me, but you know.
did he say big boobs or big boobs?
Big boobs?
Just
Are they
ask him.
big? Fellas, just ask him.
You're going to be less self-centered in 2017.
Yeah, but I don't really do resolutions, and I live my life to the fullest. I don't care what people think about me. I do what I want because it's my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This
Don't
is a
put me in a
drunken
box.
conversation on
Brooke Baldwin
cable talk.
or anybody
Are you gonna ask me
to marry you. I think James might have a problem with that, who's standing right over there. But
Yeah, I don't know where he
anyways,
is.
what's your resolution? Do you do resolutions?
No, I don't. Back to you, good.
I like that she's like amping him on. She knows. She's
Right.
sober enough to know like this is fucking bad. But she's like, I hate him. Everyone at CNN hates Don Lemon. I bet.
She's like, I'm still angry at that tooth question.
Everyone at CNN hates each other.
I wouldn't. It seems like a toxic place to work.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year, my dear. Love you too. Love you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Oh, look, you do kiss on New Year's.
Oh my God.
He's so lit. Oh my god.
Wait, I need a little more.
What's he doing?
I need a little more.
He needs a little more booze, and CNN's
Why?
about
No,
to
you
cut
do
him
not.
off.
Pour me a little more. A little more. Perfect. Ah! That had a big head on it. I can't hear.
It had a big head on it. What'd I say? What'd I say?
It's like at every holiday party, there's like a drunk asshole that's usually like way chill, but like it's weird to be that on television. Like he knew, and he's still like more. Let's get fucked up.
We all like a little head, but that's a big. That's
Is
a
that what
big
he
head.
said?
Brooke, that's a big head.
That's a big head. I'm single, lady.
I
I can't hear a damn
doesn't
thing.
matter.
I know. So
Seriously, having a moment.
2016 was awful.
Okay, thank you. Cut.
Cut. And like, oh, did they cut him off?
Yeah.
Whoa. Wow. Imagine CNN being like, that's too much. Like, the network that brings you literally every story that's trash. Lindsay Lohan drove in the wrong lane today. This is CNN. Fuck off.
This is from the year before. This is what you're
Oh,
referring
yes. Let's hear it.
Lisa and I go back a long way, though. We used to work at Channel 1 together.
I know.
Let's check in with Don Lemon, Brooke Baldwin. They are standing
Ask
by.
if they've done ecstasy.
No, let's not. Let's. They are at Tipitina's, which is a great place in New Orleans. Guys, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm gonna, Kathy.
What is that? Is that
Kathy,
with
I'm gonna
Griffin?
blackmail
The one
you.
and only?
Kathy tried to molest me, Anderson, in the green room.
I have a tip
so
for Don.
inappropriate.
Really big beads.
She has my balls.
Oh, God.
Say, Kathy.
It is cute. She has beads, giant balls, and he's like for the beads. And he goes, "She has my balls this year. I'm a reporter."
I have to say, nice rack. I didn't know you had.
What? There it is.
It's funny that people don't get fired for being drunk on the job.
Like, literally drunk. Like, and then the thing is, he did this last year, and this year, again, was like, A-plus job. I understand.
I think people are lying when they say they don't want their New Year's Eve to be a little fucked up, even when you're CNN. Like,
Yeah.
why do they keep hiring Kathy Griffin?
Yeah. No, they hire her
What
for
does
like,
what does she do for
Yeah.
the channel?
Her and Anderson are like, he's a straight man and she's like the zany
Right, but
redhead
it's like
who will show her boobs.
But it's so out of their realm. It's so weird. So I think they want
gets ratings.
I think
CNN
they
will-
want it on the news the next
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, anything for ratings.
Yeah.
CNN.
You have a bathing suit under that, Kathy, again.
Again. Whoops, snip, slip, Kathy. We rehearsed that. No, we didn't.
Jason writes, I'm seeing a lot of what is premium content on the regular Keith and the Girl RSS feed. Super Hang, My Name is Keith, 10 Minute Mess, etc. All episodes are there at keithandthegirl.com/RSS. Not sure if you're just putting out select episodes, but I thought you should know. Jason.
Oh, that's so nice.
Jason, we know.
We put out almost one of each episode, one of each show, almost one of each.
From the VIP program.
Yeah, so it's like, I think 8 episodes from behind the paywall in front of it. But you you may not find it in the regular feed that you're subscribed to. So make sure that you go to either iTunes or SoundCloud or, like he said, keithandthegirl.com/RSS, our website. You're missing out on some. So make sure you're getting it.
Yeah, My Name is Keith is out. Nigerian Muslim raised Rafat Adabimp Adani Adureni Sani is Keith's drunk guest.
You're allowed to call her Rafat?
And the two come out swinging. The birthday girl, known as Ray Sani, talks about growing up in dangerous East New York, her name change, sexism, racism, and the student loans you're expected to pay even after you're raped in college. She talks about how she works with the person who stole her identity, the sex that absolutely is in the champagne room, and what's going on in her head as she has a live visceral panic attack during the show.
And you talk to her about it, like, what does it feel like? What are you going through?
Yeah.
So you're when you say live, you're saying like
literally, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Oh,
she's
wow.
described. I mean, she's amazing.
Yeah, I like her a lot. I saw her since I moved
phenomenal.
here. She's hilarious.
Yeah. And so normally the VIPers, keithandthegirl.com/VIP, it's our premium content. It really helps the show keep going, helps us bring you the regular feed, which is free. But right now, that would normally be under VIP. It's available for free. Go to SoundCloud, iTunes, our website. Make sure you get that. That, Miss Andrie with Marsha, What's My Name episode. That's the show with Danny. There's a lot of stuff there.
A lot of
Check it
stuff.
out.
Wow, speaking of Miss Andrie, have you ever visited that show?
Yes, I was on it 3 months ago.
Boom.
Yeah.
Men hate them, right?
Hate them. Kill all of them.
Nice.
Today.
You can find that in our VIP, our premium program, keithandthegirl.com/VIP.
The plan to kill all men.
Sonia will be performing at 50 First Jokes. Everybody loves that.
I will be there.
Yeah, I'm trying not to bomb, but who knows?
That'll be at the Bell House on Friday, January 6th.
I just want to give a heads up. If you don't have your ticket yet, I mean, and you're waiting, it does get sold out if it's not sold out already. I got my tickets like 2 weeks ago, so I'm not fucking around.
She'll be appearing in Brown Girls. Is that okay for me to say?
Yeah.
It's an upcoming...
Unless you say it like brown girls.
Only because B-Girls has a different connotation.
It's an upcoming web series, and that'll be released in February. So
Yes.
take a look at browngirlswebseries.com. And,
It looks amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. We're really excited about it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now I have a piece of paper. It has the C word on it. We'll cover this.
Peace.
Thank you guys very much. We'll talk
Yeah.
to you tomorrow.
Thank you.